Greetings, and welcome to a brief analysis of all known superhuman ability types known to us. This will cover 3 distinct ability sets that provide different powers and resistances. And at the end, we will rank them from most to least powerful. Sound good? Nice, let's go. The first ability type we have seen is only from one man, being Skitty. Known as celestial abilities, unfortunately we have very few instances of these abilities being used, as Skitty held back a lot of the time. But there have been recorded instances of these powers being utilized in battle. Many have witnessed Skitty create energy from seemingly nothing, whilst others have reported seeing these same celestial abilities wipe out entire towns. They are incredibly dangerous, destructive powers capable of destroying the world 10 times over. Luckily, Skitty was a relatively chill guy. If he ever returned, though, who knows what he'd do. The celestial abilities are only granted to celestial beings, but these same powers can be channeled into a chosen vessel of said celestial beings. No matter what, the abilities can only be used by the celestial. These abilities, whilst incredibly destructive in the wrong hands, are more utilized for the creation of matter and things generally designed to better mankind. It is an area of research that is not super thorough. However, we have seen a powerful entity known as Butterscotch, who could potentially be a celestial. His abilities, though, are more destructive generally, granting his chosen vessels extreme strength and speed, with a bloodlust for flesh and chaos. Now moving on to the Podzol, the most researched ability type. This type is gained by contracting the Podzol virus, an ancient virus found within Nugget Cave. The virus grants the user many abilities, with the potency of said abilities ranging depending on how suitable the host is to the Podzol. Luckily for us, there have been many recorded instances of people under the effects of the Podzol. A few standout characters are Barry Buckle, Eoskal, and Jimmy Chuckle, all of which gain superhuman durability and strength, whilst also gaining a unique ability. For example, Barry can teleport somehow by utilizing the Podzol, but it is quite hard to use effectively. The Podzol essentially enters the bloodstream and changes the host's genetic structure, affecting almost every part of them, physically and mentally. For Barry, it drove him to be nearly on the same mental intelligence level as a child, whilst Eoskal was more prone to the dark thoughts festering in his mind. The Podzol generally makes someone worse morally, but sometimes it can be used for good. For example, when Skitty saved Barry from the Podzol's grasp, allowing him to utilize the abilities whilst retaining his sanity and intelligence. Now Barry uses his gift for good, protecting the innocent and his friends. All Podzol-affected individuals are certainly dangerous, but none more than Eoskal, who is capable of even holding his own against the very strongest beings. When contracting the Podzol, strength and durability are a base level of power, but there is many ways to utilize the Podzol. For example, the famous Podzol flash, which is when you charge your muscles at just the right moment with the Podzol in your bloodstream. It literally creates an explosion from the impact. The Podzol is certainly the most destructive ability set one can gain in the Red Smeg universe. Well, from what we have seen thus far, who knows what may arise. Anyway, moving on to our final ability set, the Potassium powers, which are only possessed by one character, being Bananarama. These abilities, whilst not entirely understood just yet, are known for their healing factors and minor resistances. Think of the resistance as a minor buff, only able to tank a few more shots, but not a headshot, like Barry did one time. The Potassium powers may eventually prove to become more powerful, but for now, they are unfortunately not understood well enough. To rank the abilities from strongest to weakest, it would be the celestial abilities taking the cake, with Podzol being second, and finally Potassium at the bottom. The gap between celestial and Podzol is rather large, though. Not even 100 Podzol users could defeat a true form celestial, but a vessel, potentially, I suppose we may see, if any more celestials show up. Anyway, for now, it's me, signing off. Goodbye for now, until the next character bio probably.